We're hosting this symposium as part of the Civita's Handshake project, which brings together 13 cities across Europe to learn from each other by sharing experience, expertise, and best practice in all things cycling. So with our partner cities, we're collaborating on a number of different types of solutions designed to make cycling a more attractive, everyday travel option. The Handshake project focuses on all stages of delivery, from planning through to implementation and the monitoring of success. Some of the measures we've worked on throughout Handshake in Dublin include trialling next generation cycle detection at signalised junctions, the provision of cycle parking, and improving methods for public and stakeholder engagement. The overall goal is to assist cities transition towards increased levels of cycling, a greater quality of life, and enhanced well-being. Amsterdam is Dublin's mentor in this project, and in that capacity we particularly welcome a contingent of their experts to the symposium to support us on areas including infrastructure design, messaging and the media, and how cycling can work for business. Yesterday, they got a hands-on, or rather a bikes-on, insight into cycling in our city, as along with some of our Dublin City Council personnel, we took a 2-hour tour across the city on our bikes. And I believe we'll see a video summarising that experience later on today. So this symposium gives us an opportunity to learn from one of the world's leaders about their transition to become a cycling city and how they overcome the many challenges and obstacles that we currently face here in Dublin. And it's this learning that I'm really excited about. Even the shortest of conversations yesterday with some of our contingent were so insightful as we discussed how we might address some of our challenges. For example, how to accommodate both pedestrians and cyclists in the plaza at Grand Canal Dock. And is it possible to balance the aesthetic and social history of our cobblestone streets with a safer, less vibrating cycling experience? Shifting our transport culture from the car as the go-to mode to the bike as the go-to mode of travel to get around and to get in and out of our city is one of our big ambitions. Our development plan details some of our targets in realising this. For example, under active travel initiatives, we seek to promote and help develop community-based coordinated initiatives at a local level that encourage active travel and modal switch to sustainable transport modes, and to target underrepresented cohorts and groups in such initiatives, and specifically to target a significant increase in the number of children cycling to school. If you start them young, they'll get into the routine and they'll get into cycling for life. With regard to our cycle infrastructure and routes, we seek to improve existing cycleways and bicycle priority measures and cycle parking infrastructure, and to create more protected cycle lanes. And on environmental and road safety impacts of traffic in the city, we seek to promote traffic calming in existing residential neighbourhoods through innovative street design and layouts such as home zones, filter permeability, low traffic neighbourhoods, quiet ways and unsignalised crossings where appropriate. A challenge that our Bloomberg supported team in DCC is currently working on. So the impetus to realise this vision is now more urgent, as we witness each intergovernmental panel on climate change report screaming disaster at us if we don't act now. We know that transportation accounts for approximately 20% of Ireland's greenhouse gas emissions. Unsurprisingly, given the larger movement of people and goods in our city, those emissions are higher for Dublin. So we have a significant amount of work to do to meet our 2030 climate change targets and indeed our zero target for 2050. We have, however, made a good measurable start. For example, we know that every day 60,000 return cycle trips are made by people across the Dublin metropolitan area. And there are people who could have used the car. We know that every year cycling saves Dublin 28,000 tonnes of greenhouse gas emissions. That's more or less equivalent to the footprint of 400,000 people taking flights between Dublin and London Heathrow. In bikeonomic terms, every year cycling creates 258.5 million in economic benefits for the individual and society. From a health perspective, every year cycling prevents almost 500 serious long-term health conditions, including hip fractures, depression, dementia, and coronary heart disease. And that also has a significant economic benefit and saving. Most people want to cycle, and it's our environmental and political responsibility to mitigate the concerns that they have that are stopping them from viewing cycling as a genuine transport and travel choice. The lack of safe, segregated cycle structure is a key concern. But what is heartening, and according to the Bike Life report carried out in 2019, a significant 84% of Dublin residents also support building more physically separated on-road cycle tracks, even when this would mean less space for other traffic. So our symposium here is really timely and necessary, and our involvement in the Handshake project is also very timely and necessary, as it both motivates us and supports us to work hard and with impetus towards our vision of a sustainable cycling city. Thank you.